Good morning and welcome to the ARF Industry Leader Forum in San Francisco. It's exciting to be here. I apologize for this suit and tie on this supposedly business casual day. It's David Krychek's responsibility. He goaded me into it last night. He said that if you pack it, you have to wear it. Well, it was in my suitcase, so I felt guilty. And he said he was wearing one, so here I am with my tie on. Somebody's got to do it. So we'll have a range of dress code this morning. I thought it'd be helpful to do a little bit of logistical kind of orientation here for you as we get started, just so you know where everything is and everybody's comfortable. Restrooms are to my right, your left, over in this corner. That's important to know. At the other end of that is the food in my far left, your far right corner. Coffee, juice, etc. Lunch will be served there as well. There is free Wi-Fi, and I think it's on the board back there, but it's simply Bentley Reserve Wi-Fi. There's no password, so Bentley, B-E-N-T-L-Y, Reserve Wi-Fi. There will be a coffee break and lunch, and as I said, that's back there. We encourage you to move up here in the front so that we can have more of a sort of an intimate conversation amongst ourselves, rather than using the tables back and back. We'll use those for lunch. And a reminder, we will, as with all these kinds of events, send a survey out. That survey will go out, I think, tonight and tomorrow. We do ask you to fill it out. I am a terrible survey filler, and I guess it must be something in our genes as researchers. We just don't participate in research very well. You guys are awful about it, and so am I. So I'm going to goad you into it. I hope that you will fill out the survey. It's going to help us figure out what we need to do to be more effective in these kinds of events and to meet your needs here on the West Coast. Importantly, there will be a $100 Amazon gift card awarded randomly to somebody who completes the survey, so that may be other additional motivation for you to do that. So please do fill out that gift or that survey when it comes out. It is good to be here in San Francisco, and it's good to have the opportunity to meet so many new people in the industry. We're not out here often. Many of you do visit us in New York, and we appreciate that, but it's wonderful to be here and make new connections. As you might be aware, this is a follow-up event to one that we held in New York City at the end of November. And I'm pleased that as we did there, to have so many thought leaders joining us today to talk about a topic that is really near and dear to all of us, that being the future of insight generation. I want to thank Decipher, our platinum sponsor, for their support today for this event. I also want to thank them, this isn't on the script, and that's to thank them for helping us with our Foundations of Quality initiative. If you're familiar with the ARF and that work, there are about 17 research suppliers and 12 or 14 research buyers who are sponsoring that research. It's a huge effort. We are fielding somewhere in the ballpark of 80,000 online surveys, an additional number of thousands of telephone interviews, and coming from various sample sources, et cetera, trying to understand sort of what impacts quality in online research. And Decipher is helping to pull all of that together and field those surveys, so we thank them for that as well. I also want to thank our silver sponsors, Pure Profile and GigWalk. I spent a little time this morning at the tables back there. Please do get a chance to meet those people. They're doing some interesting work that may be helpful to you. If not now, it may be helpful to you in the future, so do go back and talk to the nice folks there. And for some of you, what might be most important, we thank our wine sponsor, Ghost Pines. That will become important at the end of the day, so you may want to hang around and enjoy some of that. We enjoyed it last night as well. I've only visited San Francisco a few times in my life, and with my German heritage, I was surprised as I prepared to discover there's actually a German Heritage Center here in San Francisco. I don't know if you know about that, but it's over on Bush, which I guess, I'm not familiar with San Francisco, is called the Old French Quarter, perhaps. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think that's what it is. But it was interesting to me because I do have this German heritage, and despite that German heritage, I don't speak German. Ein Bier bitte is the only thing I can say in German. It's probably the most important thing to say. One beer, please. What else do you need to say or ask if you're German? But I do know that my last name, Gleckler, as a German name, can be translated as a ringer of bells. And that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to ring a bell. I'm here to sound an alarm to the industry that we need to work together to bring insight generation into the 21st century. In 2008, the ARF convened a similar event to this one on a similar topic. The title of that event was Transforming Research. Are you listening? Joel Rubinson, who was the Chief Research Officer at the ARF at that time, called for marketers to, quote, commit to listening to win in the digital and social future, end quote. Plans were made, working groups were established, but truthfully, I don't think enough progress was made and that we really haven't accomplished a lot since then to really pull the insight generation industry out of the last century. And in my opinion, at least part of the reason that we haven't been as successful and haven't made as much progress is that we've been too busy inventing proprietary solutions in silos instead of collaborating and cooperating on the creation of shared solutions that can benefit the entire industry. And that is my personal challenge today. Let's look for opportunities to cooperate and collaborate and invent together. Let's create fewer redundant proprietary solutions for individual benefit. Let's collaborate to create what I call infrastructure solutions. And then let's compete on the application of those solutions to solve our individual clients' business needs. Here are a couple of examples of what I mean when I talk about that. In 2002, when I was still at Procter & Gamble and Linda Dupree was still at Arbitron, Linda and I came up with the idea for what we called Project Apollo. It was a single source media consumption and household purchase panel that the industry could share to better understand the impact of media exposure on purchasing. The project was the result of a great collaboration, including that of competitors, Procter & Gamble and Unilever, Arbitron and Nielsen, plus, although they're not competitors much longer, plus Kraft, PepsiCo, Pfizer, and Walmart. These companies put competition aside and they tried to create a shared solution that we could all use to make better marketing decisions. Now, the project ultimately collapsed because it couldn't be scaled at the time, but it would never have gotten as far as it did without the collaboration and cooperation of the participating companies. Since then, some progress has been made on the creation of other single-source solutions, but almost all of it has been via proprietary, competitive approaches. And I wonder how much farther along we might be in the path of creating something that the industry could use if we were still collaborating to create that shared solution. Another example that's near and dear to my heart and to many of your hearts as well is online research quality. Despite the fact that there are at least 2 strong third-party solutions available to the industry, research buyers and sellers have elected to create their own proprietary in-house online research quality solutions. Ultimately, the cost to create those solutions is borne by the research buyers. And buyers that use several suppliers are in effect paying multiple times for the creation of each of these solutions. At a time when the research industry finds that budgets are being cut, perhaps there'd be more funds available for insight generation if buyers weren't paying for the creation of multiple redundant in-house research quality solutions. I'm sure there are other examples. This is not meant, and I gotta stress this is not meant to target research sellers. We all own the responsibility for the creation of redundancies, buyers and sellers alike. If buyers didn't encourage the creation of proprietary solutions, sellers probably wouldn't create them. So my goal for today is to collaborate now by sharing our thoughts on the challenges that prevent us from creating new methods to generate insights, by sharing our ideas for alternatives that push the art and science of insight generation ahead, by brainstorming options for us to work together on new approaches, by talking about how we might test those approaches together, and by defining clear next steps to encourage the collaboration that I think we need to truly drive industry change. At the end of the day today, I'll talk about a new ARF program to encourage industry-wide collaboration and development. We'll create what I'm calling the CRO community. I'm going to invite chief research officers and insight leaders from all segments of advertising and market research to work together to explore where and how we might collaborate. My goal is to ensure that the industry makes the progress we need to meet the ever-changing requirements of business. I'm really glad that all of you are here today to help me ring that bell, to help me sound the alarm, and to announce to the research industry that we intend to work together to truly bring Insight Generation into the 21st century.